elevating men. 4.0 is setting a new trend. 4.0, 4.0, 4.0. 4.0, 4.0, 4.0. 4.0, 4.0, 4.0. 4.0, 4.0, let's go. 4.0, let them hoes in the go.
Crypto Rasta style. Over 16. On the 16. Over 16. Original style as the move as groove. It's the hardcore.
I don't want no ice cream love, that's too cold for me.
Hey!
I don't want no ice cream love, that's too cold for me, little girl. I don't want no ice cream love, girl, can't you see?
Johnny to the husband.
I want a love that's warmer than the summer sunshine. I want a love that's as warm as mine. Cause my love is warmer than a chocolate fudge. Because my love is warmer than
the world locked into Crypto Rasta right now.
Why I don't want no ice cream love, it is too cold for me.
I was eating because I was stressed out, candy bars and chips and donuts, gaining weight.
Come in. Yeah, man, tell a friend to tell a friend. NFTs. Crypto Rasta style. Over 16. Come in. Original style as the move and as groove. It's the hardcore.
I don't want no ice cream love, that's too cold for me.
Hey!
I don't want no ice cream love, that's too cold for me, little girl. I don't want no ice cream love, girl, can't you see?
Johnny to the husband.
I want a love that's warmer than the summer sunshine. I want a love that's as warm as mine. Cause my love is warmer than a chocolate fudge. Because my love is warmer than
the world locked into Crypto Rasta right now.
Why I don't want no ice cream love, it is too cold for me. Radix reggae music.
In a rubber dub style.
Come on.
Yeah, man, me see the item, me see the item, me see the item.
I'm a stranger in your town, I'd like to dance with you. Come on, I wanna dance with you.
I'm to be one of my favorite Michael Palmer.
Radix reggae music.
Sounds of the band we call
Reggae music.
Roots Radix. Around the musical station.
I'm a stranger in your town, I'd like to dance with you. Come on, I wanna dance with you.
I to the street reggae music. Come on.
No expensive shoes, but I'm still dancing. I'm singing and dancing to the sweet reggae music. Come on. No expensive drink, but I'm still drinking. I'm drinking and dancing reggae music. Come on. No expensive clothes, but I'm still dancing. I'm dancing to the music. Sweet reggae music. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm here for pleasure.
I'm Speed.
I'm dancing.
Sweet reggae music.
And dancing to the sweet reggae music.
Come on. Original.
Yeah.
Man's as we move. We're in a Kingston, but right now we are Spain Town.
Some call it Spanish Town, a prison oval rock. And some call it Spanish Town, a prison oval rock.
One call Barnes and Levy.
What a cool and deadly. Hey, the people are skanking while the daughter them whining. The rude boy them tripping. Hey, what a cool and deadly. Hey, and in the ear that a Jackie fashion. Back out your body that a water pumpy. Wine slowly that a cool and deadly. Move lively that a horseman scatty. So some call it Spanish Town, but a prison oval rock. Some call it Spanish Town, a prison oval rock. Way, what a cool and deadly. I grew up in a place called
Della
Rocking over prison over.
You can't say you never know.
I grew up in a place called Ensom City.
Do remember later on will be great Ron. I'm Speed as a line is alongside Michael Shamaya. Yeah, Jaman. Born that's how I come. You know, the Anna is a man, the man. Yeah, man, we are represent Kingston, Jamaica, inside the NFT Crypto Rasta style.
I grew up in a place called La Vega, Spanish Town rocking over prison over.
Over prison over.
I grew up in a place called Ensom City, Spanish Town grooving, everybody nice. Spanish Town, me born, that's where me come from. From me looking at my face, you see a De La Vegan. Well, I say come Max and Glazer Anti-Federation. Strictly roots and culture play for nice station. Yo, yeah, me letting all you them on the money promoter. We are doing this to the dance done, I'm ready. Spain Town
original.
I'm a neighbor.
Tell us that the mosquito them bad.
So me mama name Nana Spanish Town original. I'm a papa name Kanika Spanish Town original. I'm a granny name Peggy Spanish Town original. Them call her sticker cause she don't normal. For your grandson Kanik such a field marshal. If I dance at school we are the principal. And now we are the real microphone officials. Give them a new style. A Sperling and I make good this summer well physical. But I'm offering Papa Kanik's microphone official. Me read me Bible every day, a summer well biblical. I meditate in the morning, summer well spiritual. I said the original Chronics representing from prison over. It's called De La Vega. De La Vega, stop rocking over prison over. Yeah. I grew up in a place called
What is to be will be. It was all written.
Step on this journey where Jah put me. Well, you things my weakness. Negative thoughts and unfair art I play with like a sickness. Now that you.
What's up, everybody? Happy watching Taco Tuesday. My name is Perfect. Thank you for tuning in to the Perfect Timing Podcast Network. Right now, we live on 3 channels. Right now, we live on Perfect Timing Podcast. I'm also live on my backup channel, Perfect Timing Podcast Live. You can also find me over there on Facebook.
Like the video. Shout out to I'm Listening in the building. Like the video, share the video. I'm live on 3 channels right now. Get the Hook the Brother Up special. You know how it go, man. That's the HBO special. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video as you come in. Make sure you let everybody know why you're so cool. And welcome to the table. Today is Watch Your Taco Tuesday. My name is Perfect Timing. It's the Perfect Timing Podcast Network. And today I have a question for you. And I want the question is, what does Black History Month mean to you? I'm sitting here contemplating whether or not I'm gonna go live, and I don't want to just go live about anything. And then I really do like spending time with you guys. I like using this format to convene with my brothers, but I want to take the time out. And when I do so, I want to come to you with some jewels and some gems. So today is February 1st. It's the first day of February, which is the first day of Black History Month. So, it's the perfect perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's the perfect man show. So we do things from a different perspective. And today, briefly, I'm not going to take a lot of your time. We're going to talk about what Black History Month means to you. So I got a poll up right now. Make sure you vote in the poll as you come in, subscribe, like, vote in the poll. And right now, I would like to ask you to take the time in the chat. Let me know what Black History Month means to you. So we're going to take this time today. We're going to do this is a live reaction show. In case you didn't know, my name is Perfect Timing. It's a live reaction show. We watch videos. We employ the fair use banner FBI at all times. Fair use is employed on this channel at all times. This is a live action, live commentary, live reaction show. So fair use is always in full effect here on the Perfect Timing Podcast. So we got a video. We're going to watch a couple videos to illuminate the topic today of what Black History Month means to you. So I like to give context to our conversation. So in my poll, you'll notice I said, do you celebrate Black History Month? And one of the things, there's an option. You can have 4 answers, just like an old school bubble test. And today we did 3 answers. And the third answer, you had yes, you had no. Do you celebrate Black History Month? Yes. Do you celebrate Black History Month? No. And lastly, what is Black History Month really? So let's go into what Black History Month is really. I got an article and I got a video. So what y'all want to do first? Y'all want to do the article? Y'all want to do the video? Everybody like videos, you know what I'm saying? So everybody like videos, but I like articles. You know what I'm saying? We the eagle readers around here. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We the eagle readers around here. So National Black African American History Month, February 2022. Right? And this was written January 25th to commemorate and celebrate the contributions to our nation made by people of African descent. American historian Carter G. Woodson established Black History Week, then called Negro History Week, nearly a century ago. The event was first celebrated during the second week of February 1926, selected because it coincides with the birthdays of both Abraham Lincoln, February 12th, and abolitionist/writer Frederick Douglass, February 14th. How many of you guys knew that? Share that with your kids. That week would continue to be set aside for the event until 1976, when as a part of the nation's bicentennial, it was expanded to a month. Since then, U.S. presidents have proclaimed February as National Black History Month. The following facts are made possible. Oh, okay, that's censorship. So that's a little background right there. That's a little background article, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if everybody understands the history of Black History Month. What is Black History Month? So before I don't want to set anybody up. It's not about me sounding smart or looking smart or anything like that. It's a real question. What does Black History Month mean to you is a real question. It may not, if you don't have a frame of mind of what Black History Month is, then how can it mean something to you? I learned that as a child. I mean, think about relationships. We talk about relationships a lot in this space. If you don't know what something is, if you don't know a person, how can you love a person? A lot of times in love stories and movies, you hear the woman say, you don't know me. You don't know me, who I am, so you don't love me. It's so important for that woman to make you know who she is. And it's important for that woman to know that you know who she is so that you can love her, so that you can appreciate her, so that you can have a real relationship. If we don't know ourselves, if we don't know who we are, if we don't know Black people, this diaspora is so separated. Like in my research, I found a video where it says Africans don't celebrate Black History Month. So if we don't know each other, just like if that woman says you don't know me anymore, You might say, why is it so important, baby? I love you. We together. And she's like, no, it's very important that you understand who I am. Isn't that what black people is saying to America? Isn't that what black men is saying to the black woman? It's important that you know who I am. It's important that you know that I'm valuable, right? So that you can have a true discourse, so that you can have a true relationship, so you can have a real opinion on me. You're having an opinion on me and you don't know me. So your opinion is ignorant most times. A lot of times black men have an opinion of black women, but you don't know black women. You haven't dated black women. You haven't been in a successful, healthy relationship with a healthy black woman. We only know broken. We only know broken love. So how can we have an opinion on something that we don't truly know? So what we're going to do first is we're going to give context. I want to give some context. That's why I read the article so you can know. And then this brother right here is going to give us a brief history of Black History Month. And we don't have to answer the question today. We got a whole 20 some odd days. You know, we can talk about, and you guys can, some people got my phone number, some people got my email. If you guys want to talk about, we talked about Jack John. We talked about a lot of Black history people. This would be a good time to talk about Roberto Clemente again. I really like the story we did about him, Afro-Latino. So any particular Black history person we want to talk about, and we got a lot of sisters, girl behind the mic, be supporting us. A lot of beautiful sisters that have been supporting the channel. So if there's any Black woman that we need to talk about this month, this is an opportunity for us. I said 2022 is a year that we get healed. So this is an opportunity. A lot of people don't want to celebrate Black History Month. We here in the building, She Might Matter. I'm telling you, She and Gold Professor been doing some work, man. We had lesson 4 today, discipline. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Gold Professor and they doing some real work over there. Lessons, man. I mean, hey, somebody had to do it, man. Somebody had to do it, man. Hey, the separate the wheat from the chaff. Somebody had to do it, man. Like the wheel is gonna shine through, and it's not easy. The sacrifice, the hard work. This the wolf right here. I call my brother the wolf. She is the wolf. I call my brother the wolf, man. Make sure you subscribe, man. She Might Matter, man. What does Black History Month mean to you? Let's get into it, man. Let's give it to some context, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Perfect Timing Podcast Network, man, live on 3 channels, cross platforms, multi-dimensional. You see my shorts. You see me going viral. You see me thousands upon thousands of views. Who did it first? Who prayed over the microphone? Who started teaching you love? Who said love yourself? Who said be selfish? Who said get it going? Hey, hey, hey. What does Black History Month mean to you? Let's get some context, man. Because I don't know if everybody really know what Black History Month means. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm the smartest person in the tool shed. I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box. I say I'm perfect. I'm not right. Let's get some context so I can develop my own relationship, a better relationship with Black History Month, and utilize it for what I can utilize it for. A lot of people say, well, I don't want Black History Month. Well, I'm not turning down nothing but my collar, man. Let's see what this all about, man.
Understandings about the past, present, and many teachers and schools are celebrating Black History Month, but there are still many misconceptions and misunderstandings about the past, present, and future of this celebration. So today, I thought we'd go back to the beginning. Hi, this is Mike Hines, and I'm a professor here at the Stanford Graduate School of Education, where my work focuses on the history of America's schools. What we now know as Black History Month had its beginnings as Negro History Week, which was invented by the famed historian, educator, and activist Carter G. Woodson in 1926. Negro History Week was a direct challenge to traditional curricula of the time period, which often degraded and dehumanized Black people. Negro History Week was also inextricably linked to Black calls for social and political equality. More than just a chance to talk about a few notable achievements, Negro History Week was a call to action.
All right, y'all. First interjection right here, man. This is what it's all about, because it reminds me a lot about the Clarence Thomas story. Is my mic on? Is everybody listening? Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you share the show, man. Make sure you let everybody know Perfect Timing is live, man. Thank you for coming here. This is why you're so cool. We are the table. It reminds me a lot of the Clarence Thomas story, right? Because people have told you, celebrities and people who have a lot more money and a lot more opportunity than you have told you, don't celebrate Black History Month, or I don't want Black History Month. Why do we have Black History Month? A lot of times those black guys who be on TV who poo-poo Black History Month come on with a little arrogant attitude and say, well, I don't understand why. They never speak to how. They never speak to the history. So I don't want to set up my brothers. I love my brothers. I want to give you context. Before you answer what Black History Month means to you, we should be educated and intelligent on what it actually is and why it was created. For me, I consider myself an intelligent person. It's the first time I'm hearing that Black History Month came from Black History Week, centered around abolitionists, and it was about education. Initially, Black History Week, Negro Week, was about education and getting proper representation in schools. They don't tell you that. Which is why it makes sense now that you always hear about George Washington Carver. You hear about Charles Drew. You hear about all these great people on Black History Month. Why? Because it was always about education. It was about making sure that we were equally represented when it comes to historical facts and scientists and what it meant to be American and who built this country. See, when the story was told, we were left out. So educators created Negro Week to make sure that we were not left out. Let's go back. We going in, man. It's Perfect Timing Podcast. Let's go, baby. We ain't playing.
Although Negro History Week became one of his most widely known interventions, it was only part of Dr. Woodson's efforts to develop, democratize, and disseminate information on Black history. He also pursued this work through the establishment of the Association for Negro Life and History, its journals, the Journal of Negro History and the Negro History Bulletin, and textbooks, speeches, pamphlets, and materials for every grade level from college down to kindergarten. Now, Woodson didn't do this work alone. Moving from idea to reality took the dedication of thousands of Black teachers, most of them women, who were largely responsible for shaping the celebration through their work in the classroom.
I don't think we give enough props. I don't think we give enough flowers. I don't think we give enough roses to Black women in this space, in this sphere, in this sector. Every time, I'm tired of hearing every time a Black woman come on a panel, y'all take a everybody want to attack the Black woman. Everybody want to go at the Black woman. Oh, everybody, that's how you feel like a man? Let's get some props, some roses. Let's get some roses.
It also took the work of entire communities, including churches, fraternities and sororities, libraries and lodges, social clubs, and civic organizations. This reflected Woodson's desire to encourage lay people, not just academics, to preserve and present their own histories. As the movement continued to grow, it outstripped the bounds of a single week, and the word Negro, which was outdated by the 1960s, was replaced by a new generation born and raised in the civil rights struggle. Black History Month emerged in its current form during those decades and is still going strong. So, is this celebration still relevant today? Well, it depends on who you ask. Critics charge that the progress we've made from the 1920s to the 2020s has largely made Black History Month irrelevant. Or that worse, singling out Black history is actually counterproductive to broader efforts at inclusion. Although we may have made progress, however, research from the Southern Poverty Law Center and other sources still shows that we are far from our goal of honoring the multiple voices in our classrooms and challenging dominant narratives. At the same time, new and emerging movements for racial justice call out for historical context, which our schools simply fail to provide. Carter G. Woodson himself was cautiously optimistic that students in the future would.
Was that Jesse? Was that Juicy? Oh man, he probably didn't know how that story was going to end. He put Juicy in the video. He didn't even know how the story was going to end. Shout out to Juicy Smollett, man. Juicy in the video, man.
No longer need Black History Month. if we taught in ways that honored and elevated our students and told their stories all year long. But we're not there yet. So Black History Month will continue to be what it always has been: a celebration, a stinging indictment, and a call to action, all in one.
Great video, man. Great video, man. That was a good brother. Great video. Oh, man. Sisters, Black female teachers. And it makes sense because most teachers were Black women. Most teachers have been women traditionally. So this thing never would have gotten this far without the help of our Black sisters. We don't give our sisters enough props in this area for all the things that Black women have done to help us in the civil rights movement, to help us in our families, how Black mothers, how Black wives, our sisters, our cousins have been there to support us, to get us here. So now you have more. So when we say, when Black men get on TV and say, oh, we don't want Black History Month, it's poo-pooing on the work that Black women did to make Black History Month and Black History Week a thing, so that when they were in the schools educating children, that they had the ability to educate Black children that look like them about the history of their ancestors and their grandparents. Let's give some props to the Black women, to the Black sisters, to all the educators who helped Black History Week become Black History Month. And like the educator said at the end of the video, once we reach a certain time when we don't need that anymore, then we can get rid of Black History Month. But right now, we need Black History Month, because we do not have Black History Month equally. We don't have the Black history equally represented throughout the whole year in the curriculum, which is why Negro Week was created. So as long as we don't have us, and then shout out to the chat. The chat is popping tonight. Woo, 5.0 chat, man. Listening said CRT. He said 2 different air. Shout out. Oh, somebody new in the chat. We got Cobra Commander 33 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe, man. Man, the chat is popping tonight. We have made Black history irrelevant. Great. Facts. Fact, because we listen to celebrities and we listen to Black men who try to sound smart and want to put themselves above everybody else and get on TV. Well, I don't understand why we need Black history. Why does everyone, do you have a white history? That's not the point, bro. But proper context is important. I've said many times in the chat, context is king. And this was not a setup. This was not a setup to get someone to say something wrong. When I said, what does Black History Month mean to you? I wanted to play the video so that we could have context, so we could understand the genesis of where Black History Month came from, why it was created, and why it's important, why it still exists, and why it needs to be important to us. It doesn't matter. Right now, I talked about Joe Biden defining the new Black. Joe Biden promised to elect a Black woman to the Supreme Court. Right now, when I did my Clarence Thomas story, it was about Clarence Thomas saying that I'm not the right Black, because we allow people who are not Black define what is the proper Black. Kamala Harris is not the right Black. Clarence Thomas is not the right Black. If you don't vote for Joe Biden, you're not Black. But I didn't say that. You didn't say that. People who look like me and you are not saying these things. But the people who look like me and you, the women who love you, the women who raised you, said we need to be able to educate children about themselves. I need time cut out. I'm teaching kids all year long, and there's no space in the curriculum for these people to see a reflection of themselves. You want them to be good citizens, do you? Or do you want them to be in prison? Or am I part of a prison pipeline, or am I a teacher? Because if I'm a teacher, I need to be able to teach. How many of you knew that it was rooted in education? How many of you knew that it was rooted? A lot of people will talk about this throughout the month. 5.0, do you know how much God loves us? 5.0, do you know how much God loves us? A lot of Black people will talk about this subject ignorantly throughout the month. But the people who watch this show, the people who love God, the people who pray, Yeah, because I love God because I pray. And if you don't love God, if you don't pray, then you won't watch my show and you won't get this knowledge. If you're offended by my spirituality, you won't get this knowledge. But those of us who have that spiritual insight will get this knowledge, and they will have the intellect, while people have ignorant conversations about Black History Month and why it's irrelevant. Shout out to Cobra Commander. And while people will have ignorant conversations about Black History Month and its irrelevancy, the 5.0 Cool Table, we will have the context to speak intelligently on the issue and say in those panels, hey, did you know that Black History Month is rooted in education? And Black sisters, teachers are the ones who undergirded that curriculum so that they would be able to teach Black children that look like them about themselves. So while you on this panel trying to sound smart, trying to say you don't need Black History Month, do you know what it is? Do you know what it's rooted in? Do you know how it was built and fought for? No, I don't think you do. But that's what this is all about. That's what the 5.0 Cool Table is all about. That's what the Perfect Perspective is all about. That's what 5.0 is. When I say 5.0, it's men elevating men. 5.0 is setting brand new trends. It's the perfect perspective. What does Black History Month mean to you? Does it mean the same thing now? I'm not talking about no victimhood. I'm just giving you context. Social Corporal Commander coming with some lugs tonight. So-called Black people today is operating under social equality. So some people will hear this discussion and say, you know what? Racism is over. There's no such thing as racism. I would disagree. Shout out to my brother 300, 10-4. When y'all see me do that, that's 10-4. 10-4, salute. 10-4, salute. Shout out to my brother 300. He was asking about me doing another court case. And another court case is coming up. The police officer involved in Breonna Taylor's death is going to be going to court at the end of February. They're going to be doing the jury selection all through February. What's funny about the case is that and I don't know if you know this, but we're going to get into this all February and March. No one is being charged for the death and the murder of Breonna Taylor. If you recall, they tried to charge the brother who shot, but because of the protest, they had to drop those charges. So the two police officers have been fired in that no-knock warrant, and one police officer is charged. There were 4 police officers. The boyfriend shot once. The police officer shot back 32 times, killing Breonna Taylor. Only one officer is being charged because he shot into a closed window that he could not see behind. And those bullets went into the adjacent apartment. He's being charged for the bullets going into the adjacent apartment. This is important because Kim Porter, I brought up with Kim Porter's trial, Kim Porter was not charged in a similar fashion. Kim Porter shot the gun so close to her partner that the bullet projectile hit her partner in the face. There was another female passenger in the car and another officer on another side. But Kim Porter was not charged for endangering anyone else in the car. I have a friend who spent a lot of time in jail for not only shooting at a person, but endangering everyone else in the vicinity. No one is being charged with the death of Breonna Taylor. No one is being charged with the death of Breonna Taylor. So there will be a court case at the end of February, and the court case will discuss this shooting. But Breonna Taylor's death, no one's being charged with that. So you might say to yourself, for the people saying, I bring this up because I want to bring up the relevancy and the validity and why Black History Month is necessary. Why Black History Month is important. Because people might say racism doesn't exist. Racism isn't a thing. Well, I have an example. I just gave one example of Breonna Taylor, but I have another example. Make sure y'all vote, man. Hook a brother up. Give me the HBO special. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button as you come in, man. Perfect Timing Podcast in the building. Perfect Timing Podcast live. We also live on Facebook at Patrick Potter. It is Watch Your Taco Tuesday. We're in the building on the screen right now from my Twitter page. Fair use in the building. Fair use is always in effect. Let me read it out to you right now. For those, this is what this month is going to be about, you guys. This is what we're going to break down this month. We're going to get this work done this month. It's going to get this healing done. What does Black History Month mean to you? I don't think YouTube like me, man. I don't think YouTube like me, man. I don't think YouTube like me, man. They don't like this topic. But I don't care. I'm going to do this work. I'm going to do this work. YouTube, flashy. Oh, man. Okay, let's get into this article. Former Miami Dolphins coach Brian Flores sues NFL, alleges racism in hiring practices. Yep, you heard it right here first. It's not no joke. Right now, racism in hiring practices. Let's read it. In 2022, this is trending, number one trending right now today. This ain't yesterday, this ain't last year. This is the number one trending topic. As I ask you, what does Black History Month mean to you? This is the number one trending topic on Twitter, number one social media app in the globe. The number one trending topic is racism. On the first day of Black History Month. Former Miami Dolphins coach Brian Flores sued NFL, alleges racism in hiring practice. In a lengthy lawsuit, Brian Flores has filed a class action lawsuit against the NFL and 3 teams, the Dolphins, the Broncos, and the Giants, alleging they have engaged in racist and discriminatory practice against Black coaches. Finally, let's go! Drop your fucking nuts, baby! What does Black History Month mean to you? What does Black History Month? We don't need Black History Month. I don't know, do you need a White History Month? This is what it's all about, baby. It's for all the marbles. Perfect Timing Podcast, man. It's the greatest show on earth, man. It's the greatest show on earth. It's about time. And we need to support this. Hold on. We need to, hold on. This is the thing. This is the thing about the hate. This is the thing about the hate. I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray over my podcast right now. Because this is the thing about the hate. I know there's a lot of hate. I know there's a lot of hate behind my podcast. I know there's a lot of hate behind my success. But I really pray. And I know I put it in God's hands. See, I don't leave it up to men. I got here by not thinking that no one could stop me on this planet. I put it in God's hands. No man has dominion over me. I put it in God's hands. You don't have the power to shut down this podcast. That's why I'm still here. You flagged me. You hated on me. You talked behind my back. You don't have the power to shut down this podcast. I put it in God's hands. We're not playing. We're not playing. See, these things I talk about, these behaviors, these conditionings, this lawsuit, we have to support. We have to be intelligent about these topics so we know where our energy needs to be put. So we know where our support and our money needs to go. Who remember Warren Moon? Who remember Warren Moon? Huh? How many Black coaches can you name? Can you count? Hey, Mark Nash tonight. Because I know you watch my show and you play catch up. So you're going to catch up to this story after me. Mark Nash, girl behind the mic, tell Mark Nash, do this story, play catch up. I want to know how many Black coaches can you name? Can you count more than 5 Black coaches? And I'll give you across the board. I'll give you NFL, NBA, and the MLB. How many Black coaches can you name? Put them in the chat right now. Give me 5 Black coaches. All the Black men play in the NFL, the NBA, and the MLB. Give me 5 Black coaches. Everybody want to do boxing because you can get subscribers and views. No one wants to be educating and helping the people. I'm going to do a boxing show. Do a boxing show. Just don't do what I do. Do a boxing show. Just don't do what I do. Name 5 black coaches from the NFL, NBA. Do you know who made the Warriors? Hey, baby, where my Warriors beaner? Do you know who made the Warriors? He didn't get the credit. There was a black coach who made the Warriors. But because he believes in God, because he prays, he didn't get the credit. Oh, you forgot about the black coach who built that team. You forgot about the black coach who built that team. There was no team in the Bay Area. There was a black coach that you don't know about who believes in God. Where are my followers? Where my brothers at? Because I believe in God? Because I pray on my microphone? I don't get shared? I don't get donated? I don't get liked? Well, I don't put it in your hands. I don't need your appreciation. I don't need thanks from a man. I don't need it from a bitch or a nigga. It's never stopped me. It's never made me. How many black coaches can you name? I'm going to check the chat. Any black coaches? You got 5 black coaches? I don't see them. I see my wife in the chat. I don't see none of my 5.0 brothers in the chat. So how is this going to get supported? How are we going to get more black representation if your son plays in the NFL, NBA? Because nobody even watching or supporting. So I know the answer when I ask, what does Black History Month mean to you? It don't mean shit. It don't mean shit. I'm going to read this article, and I might just close out the show because I didn't got all. It's just too much. It's too good of a podcast. It's too good of a podcast. I'm too blessed. I'm too blessed. Every night it's a championship won over here. It's the Warriors over here. It's this, what's they call them 2 brothers that be hitting all them points? The Splash Twins or whatever. That's all I do over here. Me and Sunclaw is Curry and the other boy. That's me and Sunclaw. That's me. That's all we do is hit threes. That's all we do is hit threes. Me and Sunclaw. Every time we live, it's Curry and the other boy. All we do is hit threes. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. All net. You tell them I said it. 5.0 is all net. Can I get that in the chat, please? Can I get that in the chat, please? 5.0 is all net. What is 5.0? I don't know what 5.0 is all net, nigga. 5.0 is all net, nigga. Fuck wrong with you? It's wet over here. We wet over here. We wet over here. Splash Brothers. Splash Brothers. Splash Brothers. Every day need to be Black History. We literally invented everything in America. You know how every day will be Black History Month when we make it Black History Day. Every day will be Black History Month when we make it. That's why the question is, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you, nigga? Let's finish reading the article. I'm gonna close this bitch out because I'm just rocking and rolling. Oh, I'm just so good at this shit, man. Hold on, I'm gonna put some music on. I'm gonna put some motherfucking music on because that's how good I am at this motherfucking shit. Shit. Let's go. All right. Let's finish this article, man. In a lengthy lawsuit, Brian Flores has filed a class action lawsuit against the NFL with 3 teams, the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Giants, alleging they have engaged in racist discriminatory practices against black coaches. Allegations in the suit includes Dolphins owner Stephen Ross offering to pay Flores an extra $100,000 per loss during the 2019 season, and Ross trying to get him to recruit a prominent quarterback who was under contract to another team, violating tampering rules. The lawsuit also says the Giants scheduled a fake interview with Flores last week to comply with the Ronnie rule. Flores also said the Broncos put him through a similar interview 3 years ago with no intention of considering him for the job. The NFL said in a statement that Flores claims are without merit, will all 3 franchises deny allegations and defended their hiring process in separate statements. This is not no, oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all hear that, man? That's powerful, man. That's powerful, man. That's powerful, man. So he said there's something called the Ronnie rule. Mark Nash, y'all sports commentators, y'all go tell everybody what the Ronnie rule is. I don't give a fuck what the Ronnie rule is. But obviously there's a rule in the NFL that says because of affirmative action that you have to interview black men, but you don't have to hire black men. If you interview or hire a competent black man, then you suffice this Ronnie rule. So this black coach has been getting pushed around the NFL, going through a hiring process, never being hired, so that teams can check off this box. And when he was a coach, he was offered an extra $100,000 a game to lose. An extra $100,000 a game to lose. Why would they offer him an extra $1,000 a game to lose? Black History Month to me is a sense of pride and accomplishment, being pushed and survived like the serpent in any condition. What is it? Cobra Commander just said what it means to him, and I love it. What does Black History Month mean to you? He said it's like the serpent in any condition. Every day, it's what this is. What does it mean to you? It gotta mean something. If it don't mean something to us, it won't mean nothing. And that was the trick bag. Uh-oh, we got a request. We got a request. I like Razzcast. You ain't gotta tell me shit. I like Razzcast. Hold on. Nature of it. Oh, fuck, wait there. I like Razzcast.
I write a lot of essays.
With a buckshot, but not just yet. First, we need to truly understand the nature of the threat. And a pale man walks in the threshold of darkness. Roughly 20,000 years ago, the first humans evolved with the phenotypical trait, genetic recessive, blue eyes, blonde hair, and white skin. Albinism apparently was a sin to the original man, African, so the mutants traveled north of the equator. The Europeans later, the first race haters. So here's the devil's alpha to the base. Cause history's best qualified to teach one, quoting German philosopher jumping out where every white man is debated to a bleached one. Migration created further mutation, genetic drifts, evolution through recombination, adaptation to the climate. As the Caucasus mountain man reverted to that of a primate, savage Neanderthals until the late Paleolithic age. That's when the Black Grimaldi man came with the symbol of the dragon, fire and art. J.K. paintings in France and Spain to the Venus of Willendorf. Around 2000 BC, southern Russians migrating small units. Those who traveled west populated Europe. Those who went east settled in Iran, known as Aryans. 1500 BC, some crossed the Khyber Pass into India and created Hinduism, the first caste system, the origins of racism. A white dot on the forehead meant to leap. The black dot defeat, untrustable, untouchables. They wrote the Holy Vedas in Sanskrit. That's the language that created Greek, German, Latin, and English. Now the Minoans around 2000 BC starts on the island of Crete in the Aegean Sea. The Greek culture begins Western civilization, but Western civilization means white domination. Mycenaeans learned from command called Egypt and Greek. It existed since at least 3000 BC. Creating geometry and astronomy. This knowledge influenced Plato, Socrates, and Hippocrates. Cause Imhotep, the real father of medicine, was worshipped in Greece and Rome in the form of a black African. The word Africa comes from the Greek Afrik, meaning without code. The word philosophy means love of knowledge, stole from the first man. Greek power expands. The first Greek fraternities banned. The word gymnasium is Greek for naked. This was the place where adolescent boys were educated and molested. This was accepted because Greek culture was homosexual. For example, Sappho trained girls on the island of Lesbos, hence the word lesbian.
Hey, let these dumb motherfuckers know.
December 25th, the birth of Saturn, a homosexual god. Now check the historical pattern. December 25th, now thought the birth of Christ was Saturnalia. When men got drunk, fucked each other, then beat their wife. Fact is, it was still practiced till they called it Christmas. So put a gerbil on your Christmas list. The Hellenistic era, Alexander the Great conquers all the way to India, leaving 4 successive states. By the 5th century BC, Rome succeeds to be the conqueror of Egypt and Greece, but had the threat of the Black Phoenicians in Sicily. The Punic Wars began 264 BC. The Black general Hannibal and Carthaginian peace. In 146 BC, Carthage fell after a 6-month siege. Rome sold every citizen in slavery, the first genocide of history. And more bisexuality in sight. Julius Caesar was known as every woman's husband and every man's wife. Spartacus revolt, slave rebellion at loss. With 6,000 slaves was nailed on a cross. Oh shit, Jesus Christ. Time for some act right. Christians, get your facts right. His Christ was not his name. That's Greek for one who was anointed. Yahshua ben Yosef was his name. Do Christians know this? So who do you praise? Do you know his name? Or do you do this in vain? Accepting the religion they gave slaves to behave. Peep the description of historian Josephus. Short, dark, with an underdeveloped beard was Jesus. He had the Romans fearing revolution. The solution was to take him to court and falsely accuse him. After being murdered by Pilate, how can it be these same white Romans established Christianity? Constantine would later see the cross in a dream. In his vision, it read, "Inhalt, signal Wonka, and this side we conquer." Manifest destiny. In 325, he convened the Nicene Creed and separated God into 3. Decided Jesus was born on December 25th and raising on the 3rd day is a myth. Plus to deceive us. Commissioned Michelangelo to paint white pictures of Jesus. He used his aunt, uncle, and nephew. Subconsciously, that affects you. It makes you put white people closer to God.
Yo, man got game like a motherfucker.
True indeed, fucking jihad. In the 8th century, Muslims conquered Spain, Portugal, and France and controlled it for 700 years. They never mention this in history class, cause old faiths are threatened when you get the real lesson. Moors from Baghdad, Turkey, threaten European Christians.
They never mention this in history class because those phase are threatened. They never mention this in history class. What? They never mention this in history class. They never mention this in history class because they get threatened. They never mention this in history class. What does Black history mean to you? They never mention this in history class because old face get threatened. What does Black History Month mean to you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a perfect perspective, man. Shout out to the fucking perfect man. Y'all killing it tonight, man. Cobra Command. Y'all killing it every night, man. Swish 3 points, man. I got something else, man. Just to drive it home. Just to drive it home, man. You might say it don't matter, perfect. It don't matter, perfect. What that say? Can you read that? Let's make it big. I'm just tired of being terrorized like my grandparents were. More than a dozen HBCUs got what? On what? More than a dozen HBCUs got what? On what? Hey, Cobra Commander, you thought I was playing. Hey, Cobra Commander, we ain't playing over here. Oh, no. I don't stop when I want. I keep stomping on their neck because Because that's what they did to us. I know I already won. I know I got the best podcast. I'm still stomping on their neck. I didn't have to bring up this article. I just killed them already. I'm not playing out here. What does Black History Month mean to you? For anybody saying it don't mean shit. This article is from today. It don't mean nothing. Black History Month don't mean nothing. Huh? Race, it's over. We don't need it. What that article say, I can't even say all of the words because YouTube won't like it. I can't even read this. I can't even read this. This is our existence. This is what it means to be black in America. I can't even read the headline. I can't even read it. They won't let me read it. You have to read it. We have to be black. We have to be black. If we aren't black,
Investigators believe that numerous threats throughout the area and throughout the nation were coming in, targeting several historically black colleges and universities.
Tonight, the nation's historically black colleges and universities are on alert. From Louisiana to Georgia to Maryland to Delaware, at least 18 HBCUs have had class disruptions in the past 2 days due to bomb threats. No explosives have been found.
It's most unsettling for the students to have to address this. So the emotional, mental health, and well-being of our students is of concern.
The barrage of threats and the campus disruption they caused garnering national attention, including from the White House.
We are working in close coordination with our law enforcement authorities and ensuring that the leaders of these institutions and the students know that we are watching closely and that we are standing with them as they face these threats.
State and local law enforcement approaching the problem on a case-by-case basis. Spelman College in Atlanta telling CNN city police will increase their patrols around campus. This wave of bomb threats, the latest in a string that began in early January. The FBI announcing investigations are ongoing with other law enforcement agencies, including the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Lawmakers also taking the threat seriously, with the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff and Counterterrorism Subcommittee Chairman Congressman Andre Carson releasing a joint statement saying, "We will remain focused on ensuring that all appropriate resources are utilized to combat the scourge of white supremacist violence and terrorism." The motive is not clear, but on the first day of Black History Month, some of these administrators want to send a very clear message of their own.
We're here. We've been here for over 150 years providing education, outstanding, excellent education to our students, and that's our mission. So no, we will not be deterred.
The guidance on this from authorities so far has been short and sweet. The FBI advising that while the investigation continues, the best thing the public can do, if they see anything, if they hear anything, to speak up.
Let's take a look at the article. I want to give you context. As I asked the question, what does Black History Month mean to you? Because I know if I just ask that question, it's such a popular answer because we've been programmed to say, we don't need Black History Month. I don't want Black History Month. Is there a White History Month? We don't even know why we say it. Like we don't know the history of Clarence Thomas. We don't know the man that Clarence Thomas is. We didn't know the struggle that he went through. We didn't know Clarence Thomas' grandfather raised him. We didn't know he went to seminary. We didn't know his association with his spirituality. We didn't know Clarence Thomas. We knew Anita Hill more than we knew Clarence Thomas. We know more about these celebrity opinions of Black History Month than we actually know about the history of Black History Month and why it's needed. On the first day of Black History Month, 18 HBCUs are at high alert. That's today. You know what else happened today? A Black head coach of the NFL team filed a class action lawsuit against the NFL because they don't have Black representation in the head coaches. And there's something called the Ronnie Rule, where he's been interviewed by numerous NFL teams, but not hire, because all they have to do is interview a Black man, but not hire a Black man, and they're seen as satisfying their affirmative action requirements. And you ask the question, what does Black History Month mean to you? Ask Warren Moon. Ask the head coach of the Warriors. What was the head coach? It was Mark. It was a former basketball player. It was Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson became a pastor and a disciplinarian, and he created the Splash Brothers. He created the championship basketball Warriors team, an organization that you know and love. Yes, Mark Jackson, a Black man. But Mark Jackson got Eminem'd. Mark Jackson got Eminem. When it was time for them to win the championship, Mark Jackson was swept out the way. And here come Eminem, blonde, blue-eyed, ex-Chicago Bull player. He didn't have to do shit. He told you he doesn't coach them. He told you he didn't do anything. Mark Jackson made the team. Somebody deny it in the chat. Where you at, Mark Nash? Where are you, sports commentator ass? What does Black History mean to you? Boxing channel, sport channel, Battle of the Sexes channel, Pump and Dump channel, Fresh and Fit channel. Fresh and Fit, neither one of them are Black, neither one of them are ADOS. What they gonna talk about this month? They gonna get into an argument with an ADOS female that they wish they could fuck. But you can't fuck because you ain't got no game, no ism. So you keep getting roasted by ADOS women. I'm tired of us accepting them disrespecting Black women. Fuck! What does Black History Month mean to you? Let's read a little bit of the article. Let's read a little bit of the article because people think we playing. It's the perfect perspective. A growing number of historical Black colleges and universities have had to lock down or postpone classes due to certain things happening on the first day of Black History Month that I'm not even allowed to read. I can't even read it. At least 14 HBCUs have reported the thing that I'm not allowed to read Tuesday. At least one of them, Howard University, also received one on Monday. We've had these challenges before, said the President Wayne. But since I've been here as a student in 1988, it has not been this widespread or I think this overt. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say that again for anybody not listening and paying attention. He says, since I've been here and been a student since 1988, we've always had problems like this, but it's never been this widespread and never been this overt. They're not hiring. They're not heightening the security for no reason. They have probable cause. I ask you again, what does Black History Month mean to you? It's the perfect perspective, baby. It's the perfect perspective, baby. You know what? I'm gonna say goodnight. I could hear my wife singing and playing with the kids. I'm gonna go join her. I'm gonna go join her and sing and play with the kids. Thank you guys for Thank you guys for joining the podcast. Make sure you do the HBO special. Hook a brother up. That's hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up, all that good stuff, man. Let them know why you're so cool. My name is Perfect. This is the Perfect Timing Podcast. We live stream it now on 3 locations, man, across multi-platforms. This is the Perfect Timing Podcast Network. I'm also live on my backup YouTube channel, Perfect Timing Podcast Live. I'm also live on Patrick Potter on Facebook. Get in the description. Please go look at my shorts. Check out my beautiful kids, my beautiful wife. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and like. Leave a comment as soon as the video drops. I've been leaving up videos because I love y'all. Make sure you take your notes because when the video is gone, it's gone. You're going to have to go to Patreon. I'm going to put the Patreon link back up so you can get over there. If you've missed some videos and you're like, Perfect, I really like what you talked about behavioralism. I like what you talked about Pavlov. It's going to be on my Patreon. You know, it's a $10 entry fee right now, but it's going up. Yesterday's price is not today's price. What does Black History Month mean to you? Salute everybody. 10-4, 10-4, 10. If you see me doing that, man, that's 10-4, man. Salute. You know, Perfect Timing, I always say salute to all my brothers, man. So if you see me doing that, man, that's 10-4 salute, man. We out, man. I love y'all, man. Hey, I'm going to end this with the rest of that Razzcast, man. I'm going to end this with the rest of that Razzcast.
Christians, meaning the white way of life. It's the crusade for Christ. Ferdinand gave thanks to God for victory, and the Pope of Rome declared this day to forever be a day of thanksgiving for all European Christians. Now listen, when you celebrate Thanksgiving, what you are actually celebrating is the proclamation of the Pope of Rome, who later in league with Queen Isabella sent Cardinal Ximenes to Spain to murder any blacks that resisted Christianity. These Moors, these black men and women, were bad turkey. And today you eat the turkey for your Thanksgiving Day as the European powers destroyed the turkeys who were the forefathers of your mothers and fathers. Get on the ground. Now fight the power. Get on the ground. Bitch ass niggas. Now around this time, whites started calling us Negroes. That's Spanish for black object, meaning we're not really people with property. And the triangle trade begins, they seize us. Queen Elizabeth sent the first slaves on a ship named Jesus. Stealing land from the indigenous natives. Gave them alcohol to keep the red man intoxicated. Whites claimed they had to civilize these pagan animals. But up until 1848, there's documented cases of whites being the savage cannibals. Eating Indians. In 1992, it's Jeffrey Dahmer. They slaughtered a whole race with guns, drugs, priests, and nuns. 1763, the first demonic tactic of biological warfare. As tokens of peace, Sir Jeffrey Amherst passed out clothing and blankets to the Indian community. Infested with smallpox, knowing they had no immunity. Today it's age, you best believe it's man-made. Cause ain't a damn thing changed. Let me explain. Now, since people of color are genetically dominant and Caucasoids are genetically recessive, and whites expect to be predominant, meaning survive as a race, then they simply must take precautions. That's why they're worried about the future now. Because by 2050, almost all the Earth's population will be brown and black. So understanding that, whites counter-react.
I'm saying, man. The fools ain't nothing but a teaspoon of milk in the world color majority.
So they created a system to force blacks into an unnatural position that reinforces the position of natural inferiority. In addition, created guns and developed the ethnocentric view that God justifies every fucking thing they do. Condition people to perceive whites' culture as civilized and every other culture considered primitive. Not true. Racism is the system of racial subjugation against non-whites in every areas of human relation. Entertainment, education, labor, politics, law, religion, sex, war, and economics. See, blacks were 3/5 of a man with tax purposes intended. You think you're Afro-American, you're a 14th Amendment and a good nigga. Jews don't salute the fucking swastika, but niggas pledge allegiance to the flag that accosted you. They never teach about the breaker islands like Jamaica. But before slaves came here, whites would take a pregnant woman, hang her from a tree by her toes, slice her stomach with a knife and let the unborn baby fall to the floor. Then stop an unborn child in front of all the slaves. The end breed fear so they be scared, behave, and not rebel more. Understand, all whites must be perceived as potential predators. I paraphrase historian Ishaka Musa Berashenko. Understand that regardless of the lofty ideas engraved on paper in such documents as the Constitution or Declaration, the basic nature of the European American white man remains virtually unchanged. So check. This is the nature of the threat.